Hi guys, welcome to
Hey,
the
Eric,
next WAWAMA. How are you
Hey
doing?
guys.
doing good.
Oh, doing great, doing
Okay,
great.
okay. I'm
Excited.
hearing Falco, I'm hearing Michael. How are you doing, guys?
Doing
Doing
well.
good.
Doing well. Excited for this one, Eric and Mike.
Yes, yes, okay.
I'm excited.
Fueling best off. Fueling best off.
Yeah.
Hey, we have a lot to discuss this. Without further ado, next slide, please.
Yep.
The agenda, the highlights. Well, we have a lot to discuss, like I already told. The new website, partnerships, team members. Well, next slide, next slide. Yes, this is the article we wrote.
So the highlights is basically the mechanism of how we explained it previously. We are publishing, we call it a WAW, What a Week, where we're actually summarizing all the single project highlights, the development progress, and the community updates. And based on that article and updates, we are actually creating this wonderful WAWAMA. And here, yeah, this are the basic points, right, Eric? Like how we go from here. Is there something you want to elaborate further on this one, or should I go to the next slide?
Next slide.
There we go.
Okay. This is your bit, Mikey.
Yeah. All right. Let me just do a little explanation on what we're actually doing here. So basically, what we'll be in the coming months, we'll be doing the Xircus, the old Xircus token to the new Xircus XW3 token migration. And we actually revamped our token and created a new one that actually has different types of features and functionality on it. Previously, we had a Xircus token. The old token does have a taxation, a 10% taxation, that for every transfer that they actually make from one wallet to another, it would create it would ask for a tax. And unfortunately, the tax is actually being used to like buy back and add to liquidity and also kind of like redistribute it to the pension holders. But we removed that because what we thought is that it basically the first version of the token is it utilizes itself to actually redistribute to the community. So basically, the dependence, what we want to do is to remove that dependency of on itself and rather just put the dependency back to the platform. And so that the platform will be the one to actually set up the rewards for the XW token pension holders. So we got that removed. And the reason why we have it removed is also we want to make it gas efficient, right? Imagine this, that every time you actually made a transfer, for example, in our part, when we actually made a transfer, we need to whitelist first a wallet address in order for us to send a tax-free transaction. For example, if it's a staking contract, whatever kind of contract or whatever wallet address it is. So you're actually running another function call, which is actually eating gas fees in order for before you actually transfer it. So if ordinary holders are transferring moving tokens, they get a taxation. But if we're actually doing the transfer, we earn tax if it's whitelisted. So there's like a level of gas fees. So it's also it makes it gas efficient. Then we actually add this new feature, which is tier level rewards, right? So the tier level rewards do you have like level 1 to 5? It's just it's a gamified approach onto the token that for every time you utilize the platform and you're actually utilizing the token or you're holding the token, you are then getting or earning a level on the token. And there's only 5 levels there. So you have level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and level 5. Level 1 is actually if you're an XWT token holder that has 5,000 on your wallet. And level 2, you would only earn that if you're a Xircus Punks holder. And then you got level 3 if you deployed an app in the studio utilizing the no-code solution. And then level 4, once you start owning some like, let's say, premium skins or premium blocks. And then level 5 is kind of like the bonus tier. It's something that is given or awarded by the founders, by us. So so there's some kind of like a small portion where we have some controls. And then we have it's also snapshot based. So meaning that for every the rewards will not be double spent. What does it mean? So for example, if someone actually claimed the rewards and they have this on the wallet A and they actually move the tokens to wallet B, since it's snapshot, so it will always utilize the snapshot where it was. So if they move the token, the XWT token, for example, to another wallet, and they use that wallet B to claim the rewards, it won't be able to claim the rewards because it's snapshot based. So it will the wallet B will only be able to claim the rewards on the next snapshot. You guys are following?
Yeah.
So the next snapshots, that's where it will, and the same thing is followed. So it's going to prevent double spending, right? It prevents double spending actually. So, and then it's what we actually added is a new feature. We call it custom token reward setup. So meaning that we can actually emit any tokens, any BEP or ERC20 type of tokens, and we can set that in the contract, and people could actually claim multiple tokens as a reward. For example, if we set, let's say, Shiba Inu as a token reward, they can claim that. But then the next day we set up another token, let's say IoTeX, wrapped IoTeX token. Then they can actually, if you set it up as a reward, then they can also claim that. So it's like it's a multiple, custom tokens as a reward. So any tokens, any community of tokens who also wanted to partner with us, and for example, they want to give out airdrops as rewards, they can actually configure that with and then we can set it as a rewards and people can claim it. So you're actually getting more and more rewards depending on what we set there on the contract. Then we have this custom DEX for buyback, split to liquidity. I mentioned this before with the taxation, right? So what actually happens with the setup that we had is that for every snapshot, there's like an overflowing rewards that will be coming in. So you would expect that because as more transactions are flowing through the platform, that is actually 1% of every transaction. Imagine this: 1% of every transaction in all of our contracts is actually being sent to the XWT token. It's going to be visible in all transactions, whether it's a purchase on an NFT, a swap on a DeFi exchange, or a launchpad token, commission fee or cut fees. With actually 1% of that goes to the XWT token for the rewards. And for every snapshot, it actually generates a certain supply of that reward, and it overflows. So the overflow is actually being utilized for the liquidity as well. So while it's emitting rewards, we're receiving more and more, rewards, and that extra rewards are actually being utilized to add value to the token, and it makes it more liquid as we go along. Right? So it buys back the token itself, and then it creates a liquidity. So it in some way appreciates the value of the token as we go along. That's it. And we have this like
this is deflationary 2.0, right?
Exactly. Yeah. It is deflationary 2.0. Yeah. So you got this buyback, split to liquidity, and then we have this burn from utility. So I guess it's actually kind of like explained as well on the website that we have right now. If they would actually check on the website, there's a new portion on our website that's actually showing the distribution from which products that we have created are actually paying back to the XWT token, and how much of those how much percentage from those products is actually being when they buy back the token, the XWT token, how much are actually being sent to the burn address. Burning. So if they're, for example, they're purchasing bonds, or purchasing skins or blocks and modules, blocks/modules, then there's a certain percentage that is being burned, as well as when they actually participate as a graph provider, there is a certain percentage as well for burning. So it's actually kind of like burning until, so every time you utilize the product, the Xircus Studio, the platform itself, it's actually burning tokens, XWT tokens, until such time that we reach the 21 million, which is like the Bitcoin
supply.
Bitcoin supply. And once it reaches that, the XWG token contract changes the state. Instead of sending that to the burn address, it sends it to a staking address. So it maintains that 21 million.
Yeah.
And then it just sends that to a staking address, where the staking address, that's when they can actually, if they want to earn more XWT tokens, they can stake their token on that staking contract. And yeah, that's gonna be it. And treasure burn, probably Eric, you could actually talk about this treasure burn.
Yeah, in a later stage, we have a cliff. The tokenomics will be out soon, but in a later stage, we will do some burning as well. So we're so confident that we can manage our revenue streams for the whole platform and the whole ecosystem, and make it sustainable, that we are doing the treasury burn in a later stage. That's something I wanted to mention. So we will soon, not really soon, but we will see the 21 million eventually.
So Eric, what will happen exactly with the treasury burn? Because we have a treasury, and I think there's a lockup period until 2025, basically, when it starts to release the treasury. It's a big chunk of the total supply we have, and burning that the whole chunk of the treasury, what does it mean? Because that means basically that it will go out of our supply or circulation, right? What happens?
It will leave circulation. So
what impact will that have? Would that have for the ones that doesn't understand tokenomics and the total supply?
Well, with burn is basically with burning tokens, the liquidity is shared over a smaller number of tokens. So the token price will increase when the supply increases. So the token becomes more scarce, essentially.
When the supply decreases.
Yes.
Yeah, when the supply decreases, exactly. And the liquid value is higher, than the price would actually be a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah, it will slightly increase. So it appraises it.
And this treasury burn event will happen over a period of time, basically, right? Not all in once. Is that correct?
No.
Right?
No, it's a quarterly or an unmentioned. So it's not scheduled openly, because then we will get some pump and dump action, and we don't want that. So it's a sudden move in markets, if you will, and we can also plan it like if the market is a bit down or a bit bearish, we can add volume.
Right. And does this mean that the DAO comes? Is it something where the DAO would be able to vote for this in a proposal? When, and how does that? Would that be a potential plan?
Eventually, it is we're a community project, so eventually it's a proposal-based structure. Yeah,
we could do that basically, right?
Yeah.
Cool. I agree.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, interesting. Thanks, Mike, for enlightening with this information. I think the community was waiting for this information, and this is perfect. Now they see the potential of the reason why we had to migrate, it now with the new token utility. That makes totally sense now, right?
Yes.
Okay, guys, what's happening in Xircus now lately? We are actually expanding the team with more heavyweights, and in the driver's seats there are a couple of interesting movements as well. As we all know, Eric has been with us for a long while, and the good news is he has been promoted right now, right, Eric, to Chief Operations.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot, of course, guys. But I was in the early days, I was a community lead for the project, but I was basically hungry for more. So I wanted to spend more time with Xircus, attend more meetings, being more like a spider in the web, just like you, Falco and Mike. So I became an operations lead and had to accomplish some partnerships, do some grant proposals, and now I'm COO. So my functions right now is essentially organizing the other lead team members, like the community growth lead, the operations lead, the marketing lead, and be a spider in the web for all the partnerships and grant proposals and all that kind of good stuff. So
Wow.
I'm very looking forward to the validation of a protocol and to read in the paper that Xircus is the game changer that we know it is.
Exactly. There's something I would like to add on this. You have been for a while with us, like you've mentioned, from starting with a community lead, then you were actually moving to a role as operations lead, where you have worked your ass off for more than 1 year. And based on those results, we saw the potential with you to promote you, obviously, to the chief operations. It's something you have deserved because of the hard work and the heart you have for Xircus. And that's actually why we are trusting you, how you can manage the operations and manage the new teams and the leaders to bring us to the next level. So yeah, I think we are a very well-balanced team.
Yeah,
I mean, executive team.
Yeah. You sounded like
nice.
Yeah, I think like it's actually good. I mean, I heard of the spider in the web. So basically, you're a Spider-Man right now of the team. You're actually combining everything. Your webs are actually sprouting into every part of the company. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I try to. Yeah, of course. Yeah. And it leads to good stuff with the partnerships we have already established. And I think we're a strong team, and the motivation is huge. The heart for Xircus is huge with the three of us, or the whole team that consists of 7, 8 team members right now. Not sure, Paco?
Yeah, excluding the freelancers. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's big.
Yeah, it's good. It's flexible. It's a highly flexible team. And the most important thing is that we guys in the chief executives team, we have been literally proven that we are able to walk through the walls.
Yeah.
And you have proven that as well, Eric. That's the reason why you're here with us. And we are going through this journey together. And through a wonderful
cool.
All right. That being said, we were expanding. Sure. Like I said, like you've mentioned as well, we are expanding the team with more heavyweights as well in the specific areas of the marketing, community, operations, and development. QA lead, that's the most important thing as of now in the stage where we're in, to working towards the product validation stage. I think it would be good to actually announce this by next week, who the leadership team actually is, because we haven't been revealing that. And that would be something for next week in the next What a Week article, where we start promoting them and getting them engaging with us as well.
Yeah, that's great. So that people will have something to tune in.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So we have the Xircus Hackathon update for you. Our dev post is live. You can now register yourself to attend our in-person hackathon with Draper Startup House Manila. And with our operations lead, Tia, which I will tell you more about in the next WAW, and some Xircus Medium article. We have created a really cool program for our hackers, essentially. We're working on some merch as well, some unique merch for this hackathon. And well, we welcome everybody to join our hackathon and make this a really cool validation of our protocol with our no-code solution and our low-code solution.
All right, thank you very much for this hackathon update. I think we will do a great job with the team members, and I thank you for all the updates you have been sharing with us now. Yeah, thank you very much, Eric.
Thank you, Eric.
You're welcome.
See you in
You're
the
welcome.
next WAWAMA.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Okay.
Bye bye, Eric.
X out, man.
X out.
Bye, bye. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
So, Mike, there we are. There was Eric, and now let's proceed with the other parts. Let's do it.
All right, yeah, let's talk about the revenue splitting and how every user in the ecosystem could actually benefit on this on the Xircus platform. So basically what we want to do is basically give back perpetual rewards to our token, to our community, and to the contributors who has been part of this journey that we had, right? What we actually want what we want to see in the future is that more and more apps going to be deployed through Xircus. And if you actually, when we talk about apps, you're talking about transaction volume. And when you're talking about transaction volume and talking about revenue opportunities there. And basically this is one of the revenue, these are the revenue streams that we have. Just imagine this: for every 1 million NFT that is listed in any deployed application, any deployed Web3 apps in Xircus, for every 1 million NFT listed on the platform itself, Xircus itself earns around an estimated of $200,000. And these $200,000 is going to be splitted to different recipients. And we actually put in here all of those recipients that's going to receive the amount based on the percentage.
Yeah.
Because what we want to make sure is that it's going to be automated in terms of like having these recipients receive it in a way that they don't have to like ask us or anybody else, that when the revenue flows in, it will just be split to these recipients in an automated manner. So here are the percentage that will be received by each recipient. For those who are holding Xircus Punks, 5% of our revenue goes to that. And the DAO basically are getting a perpetual, rewards coming, which is actually distributed or splitted to all the holders. Depending on how many holders would that be? That's why we only have like 50,000 Xircus Punks that we will release, and that's the max, right? So there's only like 50,000 holders or wallet holders, depending on the number of punks that are holding, would be enjoying the distribution, the splitting of this 5%. Yep. And how much is 5%? This is a lot. Like, well, 5% is actually around $10,000, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So imagine $10,000 being split into like 50,000 members.
Yeah.
Of course, 50,000 holders, but of course, depending on the number of their holdings, that's going to be the multiplier of their shares, right? So there, and then we also set 5% to the early contributors of the platform. These, we call them angels. So they've been with us since the beginning when we had the version 1 of our MVP. They helped us grow into this part where we are right now. So we're actually paying back, compensating them back in terms of like giving them a perpetual 5%. And this is actually distributed once they migrated to the new token. So from the old token that they are holding right now, they need to migrate with the migration contract. The migration contract actually acts as a staking contract. It's like a token emitting staking contract where it's going to give like it's going to determine how much percentage they would get for the 5%. And we have also 5% that we're actually allocating for the XW3. So imagine it's receiving 1% from all the transactions, but it's also receiving 5% from us, which is also in turn, we convert that into tier reward. So this 5% gonna appreciates the value of the XW token as we go along. Because imagine like $10,000 from the 200,000 would actually be added or used to buy XW tokens and added to liquidity or redistributed to the pension holders. And then another 5% is given distributed to the country managers direct influencers, community. So, people that are promoting and building the business side of Xircus in different countries around the world, as well as direct influencers. So probably people who are promoting or educating people that are probably influencer from YouTube, Twitter, or any social platforms where people could be educated with Web3 and crypto adoption for the masses, like as well as for communities. Whoever is actually managing the communities or creating new communities for Xircus. So we have allocated 5% for that, and then 5% for basically developer grants. Whoever is going to build new tools, new blocks, new modules, new skins that need some starter funds, we could actually utilize it with this, as well as creators like NFT creators or token creators, and then we allocated as well for reserve. And then 25% goes to the team, which is and the corporate. So basically, the overall business of Xircus as a company. And then we have allocated a 25% for the marketing and 25% for development. So, this is how we pay back to our community, to our contributors, and to the entire ecosystem of the platform.
Yeah.
What do you think about us?
It's amazing because we always have been claiming we will be the most rewarding platform. And basically this is testifying that it's right. I mean, look at these percentage shares, and this is also the reason why we strongly believe in our revenue opportunities we are sharing with the community that will push the Xircus forward. And having this in mind, we strongly believe that this revenue stream would be sufficient for us in order to sustain ourselves and being able to grow from that point further. And this is one of the main reasons why we have decided to actually burn the treasury, because we strongly believe we can rely on the growth of the product we are believing in, that we are creating.
Exactly. And the goal of this splitting is actually, for example, 5% that is set for the community managers, the communities, and the influencers. They're promoting it. So more and more people are going to utilize the platform. Exactly. And the more it's a cycle, basically.
Yeah. So
when they are empowered, they would bring in more users, and more transactions going to flow in.
Yeah.
And we're, if YouTube is actually doing 3 million videos in a day, right? So 3 million videos.
Yeah.
And if you convert that into something as a number in fiat, in stable currencies, then that actually means a lot.
Yeah.
In a day. We're talking in a day. So what is going to happen in a month? So we're this is how we envision Xircus in terms of the revenue streams, opportunities that we are creating for everyone.
By sharing, because sharing is the secret to multiply. Basically.
Exactly. Right? Yes.
That's how we work.
True.
Cool. Let's go on to the next one. The fundamentals versus price action. Well, we see a lot of things happening in the market right now, because obviously we are in a bear market for a long period of time already. Whether this is the bottom or we are really stuck in a bear market, we don't know, because we cannot simply see what's happening in the future. But what we do know is that price action is one of the how do you say it? The criteria for many people to understand the markets, or trying to understand the markets, or trying to evaluate an asset. But how I personally see it from a different point of view, which is looking at the fundamentals, because that's another component basically to look at it, right? Recently, I've been asked by Banksy. Banksy is a London-based crypto and fiat bank, very innovative, and they asked me my opinion how I see the markets. Well, I told them, like, don't focus only on price action, because that's just for the short term. Right. Zoom out, look at the big picture, what's happening in Web3, look at the movements. And one of those criteria is what you're looking for is basically what's happening from the builder's perspective. Like, what are the builders preparing for the future that
Exactly.
determine the potential growth, right? So that's what I've enlightened here in a LinkedIn post, and explained something about this. And I was looking at how fast the developers community is actually growing. That brought me to these figures that I found, and it's interesting to see, because how do you see this? Because this is looking differently to the market, to specific assets, to the market as a whole, how the market could move actually, and why emerging markets like Web3 could actually become a next big thing. And we are looking at facts and figures here of developers, fundamentals. Yeah. And can you share me something about your insights from a developer's perspective, how you see this?
Well, basically, if you're looking at this this chart right now, it talks about the downloads that is being done by the developers in terms of utilizing SDKs for certain blockchains. And this one, I think, it's particular to the Ethereum ecosystem. When we talk about Ethereum ecosystem, EVM chains, not just Ethereum, but anything that utilizes an EVM technology or Ethereum virtual machine, then basically we'll be downloading this. And there are also other SDKs that are out there. So if you're looking at this, it only shows that developers are really into building during this bear market. And it means that, you know, they are anticipating there's a new wave, new tools in Web3 that will be coming out. It's actually being built by these developers that are building now, including us.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
And yeah, actually right here, we're utilizing ethers.js in our SDK. Same with the other blockchain specific SDKs that are out there. For example, Solana.js, Near.js, which are also part of the Xircus Web3 SDK that we have created. And we're also adding other other blockchain SDKs that are out there that are not just EVM, but also, for example, like there's a new chain that is out, like Aptos. We're integrating Aptos JS, Tezos, Cosmos, and all the other blockchains that are out there. So you look at this. This is just on EVM, but there are other SDKs that are out there where developers are actually building. And what we did with Xircus and with our SDK is something unique as well, because we're kind of like aggregating all of these SDKs and making it simpler and easier for developers to utilize that. So imagine why would you download different SDKs every time? To just do it all at once with the Xircus SDK. So and we're going to be seeing that. That's why we have the low-code solution. And if people will be building from now at this stage now, then we can actually see more apps that are coming out. And once the market goes back up, then I mean, all these people that are building now or deploying now would be able to reap the benefits in the upcoming months, right?
Yeah, that is something I'm really looking forward to. I mean, we have been in bear markets before, Mike, right? In 2018. We have been together.
Exactly.
We have seen what was happening, and now we even see like a more compounded annual growth of developers building. So it's going to be even more excited than we were back in those days.
Man, we're OGs. We're OGs.
I cannot even imagine how it looks like in 2025 to 2030, basically, right?
Yeah, right.
A big
boom. There's a lot of I think there's a lot of prediction that Web3 would really be on mainstream by 2025 onwards. So looking at how the market is actually doing, what the market is doing right now, there's a lot of news as well, where governments are also starting to do pilot testing on their CBDCs. And you know, basically there are lots of payment aggregators that are coming in that are allowing you to basically convert your fiat to crypto and vice versa. And if we keep seeing this kind of movement in the market, then 2025 will be something that is exciting for every one of us.
Yeah, for sure. I cannot wait. And this is
Yeah.
basically not just speculating about price actions or about the markets. It's not speculating because what we are seeing in front of us are facts. The amount of builders that are building, it's not speculation. It's
true. We're looking at the future.
Yeah.
It's like basically introducing internet back in the days.
Yeah.
That's what I see. Like, yeah, it's we're at this stage right now. And then once Web3 is actually completely mainstream, then we can just fully realize like, hey, this is real. That developers are really going into this.
Yeah. The facts are telling this.
Yeah.
It's
you know what? We can actually go back. We can go back to this video we were creating right now. That hey, we've been reviewing this like I mean after 5 to 10 years, like oh my gosh, where we are at.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That would be cool that we can show it like, hey, it kept growing.
There we go.
So that would be cool. All right, thanks for these insights as well.
Thanks, man.
Let's go further to the partnerships because there's a lot of things happening. Now for most of the people, they might see like, okay, Xircus is reborn, but basically we never stopped with our journey. We continuously built from day one, and I cannot give more. I cannot inject it even more because we are still doing what we did previously, and we always went full throttle, and we still do. But now our products come to the surface. So now you can actually see what's happening in Xircus, what we have been building, because in the last couple of months, we could only have shown code, basically, right? But now we see it like it's a real product. It's getting tangible. And that is the reason why we are having the partnerships, because the partners seeing the value in what we are creating.
Sure.
Right? We have interesting partnerships. We've managed a couple of interesting partnerships lately. Just look at these three: IoTeX, Web3 Arabs, Magik Labs. I mean, this is what happened in just 2 weeks. It's
right,
and we are just starting. So for those who are watching this video, this is just the very beginning, and you will see on a frequent basis that we will keep sharing the partnerships because there is more coming up. What I can tell.
Yeah, I really hope that in the future, we will be able to interview people that are, let's say, blockchain creators like IoTeX.
Well, not in the future. Not in the future, because
or people that are providing third-party service for Web3, and that's going to be something that I'm really excited about.
Yeah. It will happen because with IoTeX, we are already engaging with them. We have been, they have been sharing the tweets. As you can see, the CEO, founder of IoTeX, was actually welcoming us to IoTeX. So this was a tweet where we were showing that we have integrated IoTeX, right? So among the other chains we have. So this is just the beginning, and we continuously keep building on this because our platform is ready for it now. Right?
Exactly.
And seeing this, that the CEO and founder of IoTeX is tweeting about us, it's fantastic to see.
It is. And the good thing about that is that, if a founder is actually tweeting about you utilizing their blockchain network, it gives confidence to our platform, or to our product, and what we're actually building. And they're supported means that, they have a good ecosystem, because this is what I see. Like, there are blockchain creators that are out there that are really supporting, but just keep hyping it. But if you have founders like this who values partnership, then this is good. And I really wanted to see that these other chains that we have integrated would actually do the same thing.
It's still work in progress, and we are trying to engage even more with them. But I can say, like, slowly but surely, we are getting there towards our goals.
And it does have a mutual benefit for each other, not just for us, but basically for them, because we're bringing in transactions to their network, to their blockchain network.
Right. That's a good thing. And this is just the very beginning, and we will further engage with IoTeX. We have AMA scheduled with them We have
Whoa.
mutual marketing and
I'm excited.
social engagement aligned. So there's more coming up, engaging with IoTeX. So there's it's going to be interesting, but that's something for later.
I'm excited with the IoTeX, really.
Next partnership, likewise. I am excited as well. Just like as this one, Web3 Arabs. This is a great community. They are basically offering courses and teaching coders and no coders from Web2 or those who are interested in Web3. They are onboarding their communities, in this case, Arab-speaking countries, which is huge. It's a huge
Wow.
market. And as you've seen, they have been tweeting about us. We have been tweeting about them. And we are in a partnership where we are actually trying to onboard the Arab-speaking communities through Web3 Arabs and Xircus, where we can actually help them to a no-code solution or a low-code solution and build on the foundation of Xircus.
Right.
How cool is that?
And that's really cool. And just imagining this, like right now, there are like a lot of companies are actually kind of like moving to Arab countries just to promote Web3.
Exactly.
And with Web3 is going to be like, they're building this kind of community and educating, and then we are actually being utilized, Xircus is being utilized for those educational content, then the adoption rate would actually much better in the coming days for Xircus.
Right. And it's getting better. I will not reveal too much details now because we will do that in the next week, because we have more interesting facts to share with the partnership progress with Web3 Arabs.
Wow.
We are actually planning already to launch it massively with a big audience from Web3 influencers. And we are already thinking about organizing a hackathon with them together to onboard and basically copy our concept of the hackathon, which is commencing very soon for us, like I mentioned. And that's the way I think how we strongly believe it, how we can market Xircus from a local perspective to grow global for the users that are building on Xircus.
Right? I think these are really great fundamentals that we're doing right now. Actually, like I think right now there are like only few Web3 companies that are probably thinking about the Arab countries. And what we're doing is something that has never been probably, I don't know, like there are others that are doing it, but probably we're one of the first that are doing it.
Yeah. And that's a strategic move, because I think we have to build from local. So if you build from the ground, which we know how it is, how to build things from the ground, you can actually pioneer and build together and collect a great community around it and build it further. So we have many plans to actually execute it. And I think this strategy works the best, because the best place to do it is through an academy where they can actually learn how to, the knowledge we can share, they can share, and we can easily onboard them, and we can help them to a better Web3 future with our product. And
exactly. This is going to be the same thing that we're going to be doing with other countries as well, right?
Exactly.
Not just the Arab countries, but also in Europe and Southeast Asia, starting here in the Philippines, in Manila. We're going to be
I think it's the most interesting spot to start with in the Philippines. I mean, that would be the starting point basically from the
Yeah, I think because of the adoption rate here, in terms of people that are moving into crypto. But I really wanted, I guess, the thing is that I think there are also lots of people like Web3 developers as well, not just in the Philippines, but basically in Southeast Asia alone, that are really starting to move into crypto.
Right, and that's one. Sorry,
we're gonna see that in the future as it progresses, right?
And that's why we also have partnered, onboarded in advisory board Jason Hung. He's a veteran, as people could read in the article in Medium. He knows how to build. He has been working a lot in China mainland, in different big cities, and so we have good established contacts in China. So how cool would it be if we can actually launch an educational program there in China?
Yeah,
organize hackathons.
is he the #1 ICO holder?
One of the for China for
holder.
sure. Yeah, yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I saw that in his profile, like one of the
Yeah.
the ICO
Right.
leaders, ICO holder leaders
Right.
back
Exactly.
in the day.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's great. And but
That's
his strategic approaches to the markets, and with his serial entrepreneur, he's a serial entrepreneur. He has made it with this to his IPO, with also with a no-code solution back in those days for mobile applications. So he exactly knows the markets. He understands the product. I think that's the best perfect match we have. So looking forward to that one. And we keep building partnerships like with IoTeX, with chains, but also with educational programs like Web3 Arabs. And the good thing is that we are also onboarding more features and functionalities for our users. And that comes to the next partnership, which is Magik Labs.
Oh,
This is the founder and CTO of Magik Labs. He's an ex-Google engineer, and now they are in a program with Y Combinator and offering fiat on-ramp solutions. So we have partnered with them, and now we are actually offering good stuff for the community, whether you are a builder, whether you are a developer, or the end user will also benefit from it. Because what it actually does is it removes the barriers to get into crypto, because you can simply pay it now through these modules, which you will explain, of course, with fiat currency. So there's no need to see all the hassle, how to get crypto from exchange, ID verifications and all that stuff. Now they can simply buy it with crypto, whether it's credit card, Visa credit card, with Apple Pay, even Apple Pay, or their local services they have. You know, it's around the world. They can do it on the globe, and that's what Schiff is actually offering in his product, with his product. And now we have partnered with them, and I think we should look deeper into that. And you can elaborate on it. What do you think?
Yeah, I actually really love our the partnership that we have with Magik Labs, because it allows any users, mainstream users, to actually buy crypto with their fiat currency. And the thing is, Magik Labs is an aggregator, a payment aggregator, which means that they are integrating or aggregating different payment providers from different countries around the world. And from here, if we could see, this is like a sample block on how the users could actually, or how the app owners can integrate Magik with their application, and instantly, automatically, the moment they integrated it, whatever wallet is connected on that app, if they actually make the purchase on these modules that we have, on these blocks, module blocks that was created, it will send those tokens, whatever tokens they're buying, to that wallet address that is connected. So it's really automatic. They just need to go through the payment process there, select which payment provider they want to get. They will be given out a quotation of how much they need to pay, and then they can select what type of payment they want to use, and then they can complete the purchase and be live. I mean, they would receive their tokens. And if this is going to be available on Xircus deployed apps, and as well as going to be available on our studio once we completed the full integration. This would allow users of the Xircus Studio to actually buy tokens or buy NFTs. For example, if they want to purchase, like we have this DAO avatar called Xircus Punks. That is when you hold the punks, you will be able to get access to premium features of the studio, as well as be able to vote something all throughout the platform. And instead of you actually buying it with then we actually Magik Labs would enable the users to buy it with their probably like their credit cards.
Exactly.
And they would receive the tokens. Once they receive the tokens, and they can actually purchase the punks and be able to like have premium access to the platform. But again, the studio we have, it's free to access. It does have a certain level of free and premium access. So yeah, the same thing with the other tokens as well. That's going to be promoted in the currencies area. So there's a lot of application, a lot of integration on the Xircus platform as a whole for Magik Labs. That's why this partnership we have with them is very powerful to really bring crypto to mainstream.
Absolutely.
Period.
Absolutely. And the good thing is all the users that are, all the ringmasters deploying on Xircus can implement it easily, right? Just by dragging and dropping.
Exactly. Implement it at the same time, customize it.
Exactly. On the fly.
On the fly.
And then it runs, right?
It just runs, yeah, it just runs.
So basically, after implementing it, 1 minute or 2 minutes later, they can purchase it with their credit card or Cash App, what I see, Google Pay, Apple Pay, or if they're in Singapore, they can pay with Grab Pay or whatsoever.
Well, yeah, I actually saw that in Southeast Asia, there's a different payment providers like
in any continents. Every single country has their own payment method. So it's amazing.
It's amazing, man. This is amazing. Really great for us.
Shiv, if you are watching this, we are very happy with this partnership. So
I really hope that we can actually interview Shiv in the upcoming in the next WAWAMA that we're doing, right?
You heard it, Shiv. If you hear this, waiting for you.
Hey Shiv, hey Shiv. We're excited to actually interview you with, because we're going to be doing this a lot. Right now we're just doing it on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
Initially started with Falco and Eric. I wasn't able to join the last time, but I will be joining. We'll be doing a lot of this. We want to interview, and what are your thoughts about all these? With basically we want to hear why did you build this kind of thing? This is really powerful.
Yeah.
I will,
we will tweet you. We will tweet you, and we will see you in the space, Twitter space as well.
We're excited. There we go.
Cool. The Xircus Studio.
Oh yeah, the Xircus Studio. We've been basically internally we're still testing it. We're still updating our SDKs because the SDKs we're using are the ones that we're also utilizing with the studio. Part of the features you could actually, that's already visible with the beta Xircus Data app.
Yeah.
We'll be able to add currencies and we'll be able to deploy apps. The apps that are deployed are instantly provided with some provisional domains so they can access the application. We are the thing that we're doing right now is mostly on the deployed apps thing, because we're actually creating 2 new products, which I'm going to explain later, that allows the users to basically fully customize the looks and the feel of their application.
Yeah.
You're thinking about WordPress, Notion, Gitbook, kind of level of customization. Then we got you covered for that part. We're also as I mentioned, we're improving our SDKs. Part of as well as the Graph API, the API SDKs, which allows them to basically host API for whatever Web3 app centers out there. Also improving almost everything from the contract part to we've added something as well on the developers area where people can actually see which blockchains we be supporting, as well as the storage. I'm gonna explain that later, but yeah, I'm just giving those parts. And the alpha release is what we mentioned here. We're gonna be releasing that after the hackathon. So the alpha release is completely, we're going to be featuring most of the available screens that you see on the studio, and really make that available for you to utilize, including the Xircus punks, the Xircus skins, the power to vote and to be able to deploy providers. And that's those kind of stuff.
Cool. All right. Hackathon update, Eric, ready I mentioned about the community growth. I think just a short update because the community is still something that's being established and we are trying some strategies. We have John on board to actually go through it and work on the different type of strategies. So not that much updates, but what's good to see is that we are actually grinding up and we're calling up with all kind of numbers. It's just numbers to see, but the real engagement will happen over time once we have the product out, once we can show and demonstrate and discuss more about specific features and problem solve things. So that is something that's for the, yeah, not really on the midterm, but let's say the short midterm, what we are actually working on, and we will progress along the way. But good to see is that we also have the Telegram open for discussions, and it's grinding up in total numbers. The same for China, Korea, and the Arabic speaking. But this is something we will get back to it later on, where we will invite John, our community leader, to actually elaborate on the strategies in a separate session. All right. So the dev progress, what do we have?
Yep.
Updated website. Yeah, I mean, the website is, I think, resonates to our vision right now. It's actually showing, you know, that we are offering the no-code and the low-code solution. So users on the website can actually go through it and click on whether, if they're a developer, they go for a low-code solution. They click on it. We don't have the underlying page yet, but it redirects to the developer's documentation, right? Right. Furthermore, the new website speaks for itself. At least that should do that.
Yeah.
Right. Anything to add to here, or shall we go to the development progress?
Yeah, just go with the next slide.
There you go.
So basically, these are the products that we're continuously building. We have built and continuously building, starting with the studio, which is our dashboard, so they can actually access it better than Xircus.app. Then we have the Graph APIs, where this is designed for the backend part that actually creates GraphQL APIs for utilization of Web3 apps data. And then we are actually introducing two new product, which is, we called it the Composer and the Designer. So the Composer is a block editor. That's actually the link for the GitHub if they want to check the progress. What we did is actually move it out, because initially we only have skins, and then eventually, you know, we just recently integrated. This was supposed to be part of the Q3 that we have, but I think there are lots of people that really wants to have a way to fully customize their pages, their Web3 pages, into something that at a certain level where they can fully customize, change, you know, everything, almost anything, on the in their website. Yeah. So we're introducing this block editor, supposed to be part of Q3, but now we're moving it on Q1, and that's why we have this. And I'm calling this Composer. And this Composer, it's as what I mentioned, these are still under development, but we're continuously developing and adding new blocks. Yeah. It contains layout managers where they can actually choose from different kind of app layouts, whether that's stacks, that's a multi-column type of layout, a dashboard type of layout, or any type of layout that's available. And then from there, they can actually add blocks and fully customize it. The block editor, this block editor actually generates some kind of a JSON file, which can be permanently stored on any decentralized file systems like IPFS or Arweave. And we're talking about storing JSON data for creating single-page applications for that are tamper-proof, that can be accessible and cannot be shut down forever. So this is a very powerful tool. Yeah. That we created for building this application. And we have the Designer as well, where people can customize the skins. The current skins that we have different variants like general, music, videos, and the other types of skin. And this skin is actually kind of also visible on the website. They would see that if they scroll down, they would see the skins. Those are like pre-built or pre-created templates that any app owners can use if they are starting a web app. But it is actually almost similar with Composer. The only difference is that they can still customize the designer, but in terms of like customizing the styling of the elements that is in the page, for example, the buttons, the color of the text, the color of the cards, those kind of things. But if they want to have to really work on another level of customization, then they might actually go for the composer. And that's something that is going to be an option that will be available and visible for the app owners once it's fully ready. They will be able to play around with this. Yeah. We're actually targeting prior to Hackathon, we will have this available so that they can actually play around with it during the Hackathon. And because we're introducing a new, this is a totally no code, and we're introducing this new tool for them. We have one of our products is actually the contracts part where they can publish their contract from their repositories, and they can actually, once it's published, it would have its own page on our Xircus Studio. Probably we've shown that on the previous videos that we have created, where people are deploying the contracts and then be able to see where it was, which chain it was deployed, what is the address, what is the contract address, and be able to access it through the Explorer, right? So we have the deploy and then the manage part, where when they open it, it's going to show all the available functions on that contract and be able to call them on the blockchain where they deployed it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's actually one of my favorite product that we have created. And then we are also building this aggregator thing, which basically combines all the data from all of the deployed apps. Yeah. So if they are actually deploying locally and promoting their web apps locally, we give them this kind of like a public visibility from our users. And you actually, you push this thing. What are your thoughts as well on why we should have this aggregator? And because I really love, I really love creating this one for Xircus.
Yeah, I love it because if you can actually aggregate it, I've mentioned any type of interesting art. Art is being created through artists around the world, whether it's a physical art or a digital art, whether it's in a gallery in Paris or in London or whatsoever. But the local artists would be able to actually get exposure through those who are looking for arts globally, right? Whether they are from Colombia or from Paris or whatsoever, it will be all aggregated. And it's not just for art, but it could be also for music. It could also be for real estate properties. That's, I think, a very interesting proposition for property.
Yeah, I love the motto you created for this one. The motto that you created for this one.
Which one was it? I have a lot. Which one was it?
Is that start local?
All right.
Yeah.
Start local, grow global, or start local and earn global, right? That's that we make that possible.
Yeah, we're actually making it possible to this aggregator that we are creating for this Q1.
Yeah.
And we also have created a storage where people could actually store files to IPFS. That's actually already available in the studio. Yeah. They could just browse it through there. We have it called it. On the developers section, there's a tab called IPFS storage. They can actually connect their wallet and be able to like upload files there. But we're also integrating this part as part of the command line program that we have created, which is that's the next product that we have created, a command line program that they can install from NPM and be able to execute the commands that are available there, whether to publish the contract, whether create new boilerplates, whether create skins, create blocks, create APIs for providers and kind of like customize it. That's where they can actually play around all these functionality that's going to be on the command line program, which is Xircus. So they can run it like npx Xircus and then whatever command is available they want it to run. And then we have started the developer reference, so they can actually check what are the available functions or the documentation of each SDKs and how they can actually utilize this SDKs and what kind of data does it provides them when they're actually building. This is for developers.
Right.
Also creating like guides and some samples as also part of the GitHub repository. They could check like it's going to show them like how to utilize the Xircus SDK onto any type of web application depending on the example names that is provided there. So you might actually like get like how do you connect the wallet? There's a certain repository there, connect wallet, connect wallet, and they can clone that, and then they'll be able to play around with how Xircus SDK was actually used on that app.
Yeah.
So that's a thing. And we're also creating templates as well. But we're still preparing the repository for that. But I mean, they would see all these progress are actually really designed for the scaling part of the platform, because these are developer-friendly tools and for the low code, and also enabling our no code enthusiasm users to be able to fully customize the apps that they have envisioned for Web3. Because really right now, the problem is I think there's only really few companies that are enabling this. So we're actually one of those, and we giving this kind of tools to make life easier for Web3.
Absolutely. Amazing. I mean, this is great. The progress is great. For those who wants to see the progress, you can see the links over here in the video. We will also upload this video to YouTube, and we will add the links in the YouTube descriptions. If not, just visit our website and you can find it in the footer. In the bottom of the page, you can see the resources and the links towards it. So feel free to study it.
This is really good to explain, because sometimes people think like, where are the products you guys are building? We've been sharing that all the time. Like, these are the products that we've been building. It may right now, I mean, we're still continuously building this because we want to showcase and improve this. That's why we're not yet really hyping it out. We just wanted to like keep building until we reach a certain threshold of what we're building that is acceptable, that is really, for that has all the necessary features. You guys could actually just deploy and then scale. But these are already ready tools that is available there. It's just up to you how it's up to your imagination how you can utilize this.
And they can start working on it in the alpha very soon, within a couple of weeks. This from now. But we'll keep updating on the progress on a weekly basis from now on. So it would be good to keep following us, to keep following our videos and see how we are progressing and how you can utilize it, whether you're a no coder or a low coder. So
I'll be doing I'll talk about the composer and the designer on the next What a Week AMA as well.
Amazing. Looking forward to it.
How they can actually utilize it, how they can store it on decentralized file storage, and how they can actually customize it, right? Probably convert things to really skins. Wow, this is good. That's gonna be something I'm really excited about.
Me too. Looking forward to the next week. Anything else for this part?
That's it for me for now.
Cool.
They would see the progress next week.
Perfect. So what are the next steps? Well, Mikey just explained the next steps is for the next week, we will be able to actually show more from that part, from the tech side. For us internally in Xircus, finalizing the board of advisors and the leaders team introduction. So that was going to be excited as well. A lot of things happening in the back. So we would like to share that with you guys in the next week. Also initiating the first phase of the community growth strategy, like I've mentioned. John, our community leader, would elaborate on it, and he will present our plan, actually, how we are going to sail towards the moment of launching the product, the hackathon, and beyond. The Arabic Telegram community with partnership with Web3 Arabs, very interesting because it's actually gaining more momentum than we initially thought. So we are going to anticipate on that and put our focus on that part as well. And engagements will start for the Xircus Hackathon Telegram community. So if you are one of those hackers attending the hackathons, feel free to reach out to us and join us in the Xircus Hackathon Telegram community. As Mike, you've mentioned, you will update on the developer side, and the developer's documentation is an important part of that. So you will be delivering on that in a later stage. And preparing more partnerships announcements we are working on behind the screens. So that's a lot of things.
Let me add as well something. Yeah.
Sorry?
I'll add something. We'll also be deploying our factory contracts to new EVM chains. So we could actually expand our ecosystem. Because we're really anticipating that in the future, you know, when people started to realize what Xircus can actually offer them, and they have a certain blockchain network that they wanted to deploy to, then if that's available, then they can start right away. The ones that we have, I think right now we have around like 13 mainnet EVMs that we support, but we're setting it up to at least 20 EVMs by the end of this month. And then, you know, and then we would start also offering the Solana in the near and other EVM, other blockchain networks as well. So stay tuned. We're gonna make this.
Did you say 20? Right, 20.
20 for this month. Yeah, then it is one. I think I'm also excited to actually see when Ripple and Coinbase will launch their EVM chains, because that's
we're watching closely.
We're watching closely, and as well as there are other new blockchain networks there. For example, the EVM chains that is an L2 chain that is built on top of Solana, or an L2 chain is built on top of Cosmos, Polkadot. We have the one that is built on Near, which is actually Aurora, which we are actually in talks as well. So I guess I don't want to give this further, but we're in talks. But let's see how it goes. But we're excited. We're really excited to tell you how these blockchain networks are being integrated and as a distribution network for Xircus. Because as what we've shown, as we have explained here, these blockchains are, we're actually, there's a mutual benefit for us and for them, because we're bringing transactions to their network by enabling users to instantly deploy something, a Web3 app, or your chain. And the rest will be synergies. We're creating synergies, and we're bringing transaction volume for them. They're at least, they're helping to educate their community with what Xircus can do for their community, and that's going to be mutual thing.
Exciting. All right. I think interesting movements, interesting progress continuously, and I'm looking forward to the next one, to the next. By the way, guys, this is just the purpose of the WAWAMA is the WW What a Week and AMA. That stands for WAWAMA. It will be more interactive by the time we have more products released. So once that moment is there, we will actually make this an interactive live stream, an AMA included as well, where we are elaborating on our progress, combined with an AMA that would be broadcasted live. We're just looking for the right time to do that. So it wouldn't be next week. It would be most likely during our hackathons, that period of time. It will become an interactive session, and we are welcoming you to join us, of course, in those streams. So that's it for now.
Right? That's it.
Let's wrap it up.
Thank you guys for tuning in. And we really hope that at least we give you some overview of what we're building and what can you expect from us in the coming days.
All right. See you later, guys. Thank you.
See you later, guys. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.